Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house. Another edition Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well. Hope September is going well. Flying through this month. I looked down at my dates and man, halfway through September already. Hope everybody's doing well. Ryan Rothberg on hand producing today. And today we're 2 days ahead of one of my favorite events of the year. So many of these artists that come through and play music on here are a part of this bill. It is Plum Fest 2022. Very exciting. Of course, Plum Island, a lot of fun. We're bringing in Mary Ellen Powers here. To talk a little bit about Plum Fest. First time I've met you. How are you?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Pleasure to meet you.
So you're putting this all together this year?
Yes, in fact, we just ordered up the sun today. They're going to deliver. We've got a promise.
I didn't even look. How does the Saturday forecast look?
It's pretty stellar.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be a perfect. I mean, I might have a sweater in my bag with.
Well, it's September, right?
You never know, but otherwise, the sun is going to be shining all day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Well, we're talking like close to 100 bands again this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Last year, the festival started in 2015, and it's built year over year, and then COVID happened, and that kind of brought the attendance and the number of bands participating down, but we're back to full stream this year.
That's pretty much full steam.
It is indeed, and we have more bands than we've ever had, more hosts than we've ever had. These are people who have volunteered their homes, provided a place for the artists to play, and some water and some shade, and welcoming guests from all over the island and around, and so we've got 2 or 3 bands sometimes at each location, and they're staggered throughout the day, and it's just everywhere you look, there's going to be music.
So just so people, I have had the luxury, I've been able to see a couple of these, but just for people who have never done a Plum Fest. So we're talking about Plum Island. You haven't been there. You got to say, I mean, everybody from Newburyport knows it, but I know a lot of people from outside are catching this show these days. Visit Plum Island. It's already a happening music scene, but this is a little bit unique. This is literally, you said people open up their porches, you play porches, driveways.
That's right.
A little bit more on that. So set that scene for people.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, first of all, there's a lot of talent on the island to begin with.
Sure
most of these bands, musicians, are homegrown, and that's by design. The original founders, Cynthia, Keefe, and Kelley, wanted to create a sort of music paradise, if you will, someplace that where is defined by its artistry and its musicianship. And so many of the performers live on the island, are playing at their own homes, but it has grown, and so we welcome bands from all over the area, and many of them play at some of our local spots as well. It varies from location to location. Sometimes there are acoustic musicians, or there's some full live bands, and it all depends on the equipment. The bands bring their own equipment. The host will provide electricity, and sometimes the hosts are technically or musically savvy. They may have a back line and a setup, and so part of my job is to match the hosts with the musicians that have the best fit in terms of all of these requirements. So, but it's a happy match, and most people are travel lightly. There's a lot of singer-songwriters. There's a lot of Americana. There's some jazz. There's some full-on rock bands. You'll get a little bit of everything, but the hosts are the one who provide the venues. Musicians show up, plug in, and make everyone happy.
It is. Musicians tend to know their way around too. They run into issues all the time. So if they have one, they can usually figure it out.
Right.
So this is exciting. So it starts at noontime on Saturday. You got to get the early start because again, we're talking like 90 something bands here.
That's right. Staggered throughout the day.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, let's talk about your normal big festival is still like a third of that. Even if it's a huge festival, this is a big show to put on. So it must be. I imagine you're big with like Excel spreadsheets trying to figure out where people go and all that, or what are you using?
Oh yeah, we're Luddites actually. I think Excel is about as far as we've gotten. Yeah. Well, right. So there's a printed schedule that I think, or if not now, it will be available on plumfest.org.
Help people get around.
Help people get around. There's an interactive map on your mobile phone. There will be printed maps at the 3 locations. The airport. I'll come back to that later, where people can park.
Yep.
Also at the North parking lot, and then at the Cottage Island Market. They've been great enough to set up a little welcome stand for us there. And so you can look through it, and depending on how far you want to walk, there's a bus that will take you up and down the island, but you can plan your day according to, neighborhoods, locations, little nexuses of bands. Then you can hop on the bus, go down the other end of the island, and get a few more bands. But the schedule will help you with that.
You know what's so cool? I've always thought about this, and it kind of Plum Island has that kind of feel anyway. You just go out on a night to see music, and you're bouncing around. It's just whether I've seen music on the beach there, I've seen music in the bars, I've seen music everywhere, but it has this real community feel. And you literally could not do this without like a whole community buying in and doing it together.
Oh, that's right.
50 hosts. I mean, it's crazy.
And about as many volunteers.
Yeah.
So we have volunteers from all over the island and environs, and we also have the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Newburyport and the Merrimack Valley Watershed Council are providing volunteers as well.
Wow.
So, and I think it's actually the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Merrimack Valley. I apologize.
Oh,
don't want to get that wrong.
We have a very extensive note sheet for this. This is good.
I know.
So when you're talking about these volunteers, do you have to go hunting for them, or do you have people?
Yeah, well, we have a sign-up page on plumfest.org. I mean, we're still accepting volunteers. If anybody is feeling it for Saturday, it's going to be a great day.
But I do get a lot of return people too from past years.
Yeah, I mean, it's even if you're working, it's a fun day, right? The volunteers do things like go around and make sure that everyone's comfortable, that there's water. They help collect the donations. We have red buckets at every host location.
Yep.
There's also a VR code, and those will be on the buckets and on the web page for people who want to donate either before or after the fact, during the day, certainly into the bucket. But our volunteers will run that process as well, and just sort of check in with the committee managers to report any issues. Usually there's none.
Yes.
But they're a great help throughout the day.
Usually an easy crowd.
Everyone's happy. Everyone is happy that day.
Especially with a good forecast. So there you go. Have you guys been pretty lucky with that in years past?
Listen, I remember only one day when it misted.
Yeah.
The music gods smile on us for sure.
Mist isn't that bad for live music.
Although it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's
just got to be careful of equipment, right? But that's the only thing.
Yeah.
You briefly mentioned parking, so I know a lot of people ask about that. A lot of people get legitimately scared about parking in Plum Island because they're like, I don't know it that well, and if I drive over the bridge, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, well, with reason. It's pretty scarce. We're a barrier island.
Yeah.
And, there's not a lot of parking to begin with. But what we're encouraging people to do is to carpool, first of all, then drive to the airport where you can park for free and get on. There's 2 shuttle buses running continually up and down the island. They'll let you off at your desired stop.
So they're they open up the airport to all that parking, and
that's right.
And you shuttle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very generous of them. We're very grateful. Year over year, they've continued to provide that for us. And the bus will stop and all along the route, and you can just get back on it and go somewhere else. So it's the way to spend the day. Getting around and not hassling with parking. A lot of island people will ride their bikes. You see everything: scooters, people riding their bikes, families. If you're in a car, you're going to be, you're going to be a lot of foot traffic in your way. So.
Do they charge you for parking over there?
On Plum? No, at the airport. No, that's free.
It's all free.
Oh, it's free. Yeah, I mean, people can try and park in a couple of there's a few parking lots on the island that do cost money.
There's some random parking lots there.
One right next door to me on
because you actually live on Plum Island.
I do, and I live next to one of the random parking lots. It's a woman's driveway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's legit, but it's.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Again, we're joined here by Mary Ellen Powers, putting together Plum Fest 2022. You mentioned families right there. It really is a family affair.
It sure
right?
is. It sure is. Yeah, and especially with the weather.
Yeah.
And there's going to be food trucks set up and down the island too, so no one is going to be hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be a crab cake truck and a taco truck and a few others.
What's the hardest part about putting it all together? Is it just?
Oh boy, I think the biggest challenge for me has been changes.
Changes, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of last minute changes, and that mixed in trying to get the schedule published and get online so people can plan their days.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we'll have 15 last minute changes. But we roll with it.
You're not even sure you've hit the last minute changes yet. There's still room.
There's still lots of room. That's right. Yeah, but at the end of the day. It's no one's going to be disappointed when they come out to this thing. The music is just alive. It's all over the island, and it's just such a happy memory making day.
It is great. Don't you think it kind of sets the tone too? Like I always think like events like this. I mean, I saw I've gone out to the beach jam, which we talked about here on Plum Island, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's just like a spot that does cool things like this, and I think it just for like the rest of the year, the normal days, I think it kind of sets the tone of like this is a fun community place to be.
Well, that's exactly what founders Cynthia and Kevin had in mind. They wanted Plum Island to be a music lovers and a music performers destination, right? And they've been successful there. And the community continues to grow, and it's been the first community that I met when I moved to Plum Island 7 years ago. And I got to tell you, it's what a bunch of wonderful people making music all the time, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
7 years, so that's it. Are you I don't even know about the Plum Island demographics. Is that like are you a veteran now of Plum Island?
Oh, God, no, I'm still washed ashore.
You're still the new kid around?
No, I've been told that if you're not an original Plum Islander, you're washed ashore.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah.
Okay, washed ashore. Okay, good to know. Well, it seems like you've endeared yourself to the place. They wouldn't let you run this sort of thing if you were.
It's the best event on Plum Island.
So Cynthia and Kevin obviously still a part of this. They just
very much so. Yeah, they'll be performing. In fact, at their house at 193 Northern Boulevard at 1 o'clock. It's always good to stop by and see the creators of the event. Yeah, they're fantastic.
They must be a little bit of they probably felt the shelf life as far as running this thing at some point. Somebody else needs to do it.
Yeah, I think that they wanted to hand it off to other interested people, and of course they're the godfather and godmother emeritus. Yeah, they'll always be around.
I've never met them. We have so many musicians on this show. I've almost had them on a couple times.
Get them in.
We're in like talks to do it. It's just something that always comes up.
Cynthia runs a lot of great things like Girl Jam and at the brewery. You've got to get her in. She can speak for an hour.
It hasn't been because of a lack for effort. We're going to make it happen. I promise.
They know a lot about the music on Plum Island.
Awesome. Very good. Is there something unique about this year? I mean, besides the fact that we're coming out of the pandemic years,
that's the best thing is that we have really had a resurgence of interest and participation. We have more volunteers, more hosts, more bands than we've ever had since 2015, and it really speaks to the popularity of the event, the enjoyment. It's we're happy to see it grow, and we're happy that it's going to be a lovely weather day. It was originally hosted in May years back, and we're finding that the September date provides a lot more certainty of good weather. May's tricky, so everyone's pretty psyched about September.
Yeah, it's pretty much prime time music festival time for New England is
really
the fall, right?
Yeah, it's great.
You mentioned all the talent that you have. You have 90 plus bands, and they're all probably uniquely great in their own way. I see that in here when I have these artists come in. Some I don't even know, that are just recommended to me, and you got to check this person out, and it's like, how are you not a star? That sort of thing.
Oh no,
there's so much of that, and it's like these things are great to just get out there, and you almost guarantee to find some bands or solo acts, whatever, that you're going to really be into for a long time.
Well, let me tell you, there's some young people too. We have several. Recent graduates are still in high school, either at Triton and Newburyport High, performing, and they'll be at they're like 18 and then 19, 20, I think, performing at Mad Martha's. We have Ella Suchecki.
Okay.
She just recently graduated from high school. And then we have Gavin L. That's Eloise Kirkpatrick. I think she's just maybe a freshman in college.
Interesting.
But she graduated from Triton. So we have the young people coming up.
Yeah.
It's great.
I have no idea about those people in particular, but I do wonder if maybe it's like a first stage for some of these people.
It is, and that's why I'm giving them a little bit of a plug.
Yeah.
I really want some folks to come out and, see the young crop.
What a great opportunity, because you know how the music world is. It's like, those other artists that have been doing it for even the young ones have been doing it for 10, 15 years. Right. They've done the grind down there, and they're kind of looking at the new artists like, well, you're going to play at this place? So it's kind of cool to see them get a stage it is. Kind of a no judgment stage, I would say.
And that's why I love placing them and getting them in.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a fun part of it.
Good experience, right?
Yeah.
How much, it must be, so many of these musicians, maybe all of them, I don't know, they all know each other, they all work together, they all cross paths. It's that kind of business. How much fun is it to kind of get them all together for one day?
Oh, it's fantastic.
They probably get to hang a little bit, see other bands.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, and I'll tell you something. Some of them will, beat feet to another location and collaborate with another one of their fellow musicians. So we have a lot of partnerships that are, running from one place in the island to another, and you'll see them on, 3 different bills. And so.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, they do all know each other. They all love each other, too.
It is. It is true. Again, we're joined here by Mary Ellen Powers. Plum Fest 2022, talking about it. It is this Saturday, September 17th. How is it already September 17th?
How is it?
I mean, summer got away from me again. Summer every year gets away from me. But
listen, if you live on Plum Island, summer goes through December.
That's true. Through December, yeah. But it is. I mean, it's such an... it's funny. I've said this on the show before. I'm from Danvers.
Okay.
So Newburyport's now my adopted second home after 10 years of doing work up here. But I always said, my friends and I, we grew up there. We never would come to Plum Island. It was like this little secret that we, it was just as far as some of the cities we would go out to and hang out. But even out of college, we would never, decide to go hang out up there. But what a beautiful spot! It's almost, I don't want to say a hidden gem because everybody knows Plum Island, it seems, but it kind of is.
No,
hidden.
it is.
You're right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is a hidden gem. I know. We came here in high school, and from Wilmington.
Oh, okay.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah. Well, about the same distance. So you're better than me. Then
and my
in that
husband's
regard.
from Swampscott.
Okay. Did he come?
Oh yeah, he plays.
So what are the Danvers guys doing? That's just us. We never ventured up.
We've got one Danvers guy.
Not us. Man, we're bad. We always did Salem and Beverly, but it was just silly. We never came north. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you've got some pretty beautiful beaches there too. But
That's
Plum
true.
Island is a hidden gem, and we're glad we're here, and we're glad that it's so music centric because it's such a special event. I have to say, and I'm glad we've managed to keep it alive all these years.
How about the? Does the rest of the? I don't want to say the rest of the town. Rest of Plum Island shuts down. I'm sure. Do the restaurants still?
Oh yeah, no, of course we've got bands.
They must love it, right?
There.
It's just busier.
Oh yeah, all the places. The Plum Island Beachcomber and the Plum Island Grill. We have bands scheduled there throughout the day.
Oh, I actually didn't realize they were the hosts. Okay, so they're all hosting too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we call them up. I mean, it's prime location, and then they'll have. I think that Kathy and Greg will have. Burgers. They'll have an outside burger thing. I think they're going to do it. Don't hold me to it. Okay. I believe I heard her say that out there at the front of the coma.
Yep.
So and it's great. It's great. Listen, we're happy that they get the people fed, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. What about the? I know. So buckets going to be going around for donations. If you see that, help out. Is there? I know there's people that sometimes maybe love to support this event and can't get there. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, there is, and there's a QR code on plumfest.org. There's a button, a link to donate.
Okay.
So, and we'll probably put that, I think it's going to be up on the social media as well. In fact, I think it went up on social media.
So the website will be kind of your one-ticket spot for info.
And, absolutely,
for information and as far as donations and all that stuff.
Right.
So, all right, so 12 p.m. start. And again, this is this Saturday. It's Plum Fest 2022. Any bands you personally looking forward to see, whether it be because they're first-timers, long-timers, whatever?
Well, Cynthia and Kevin, obviously, and they're performing with, after on their bill is Robin Lane, from Robin Lane and the Chartbusters of the early 80s. Robin's been doing a lot of work around here. She's going on at 2. We have Dave Herlihy, who is from O Positive in the 90s. Yeah. He's going to be playing at 2:30 at 1260 5th Street.
Have to run over there from the...
Oh, it's going to be good, very good lineup. Followed by the Rolling Who, that's a British cover band, followed by Muck and the Myers, who are Little Steven from Little Steven's Under Garage favorite artists. One of their favorite hours calls them a cross between the Beatles and the Ramones. Oh, and they put on a really great show.
It's high praise from Little Steven.
Yeah, they were pretty, right?
Right? Good.
Yeah, so, and then, let's see, some of the old standbys, from Plum Island, solid musicians, Alan Foucault and Colorado Bob and Donna and Paul, the Boondock Sinners. They're going to be at the Soap Company along with Greg Guba. We've got the Dodging Frogs. Let's see, Cataldo and Clark. I think they might be coming in to talk with you later today.
Yes, they are. Yes, yeah.
So let's see, millions more. I feel like I don't want to leave anybody out, but everyone who's playing, everyone who's performing are just fantastic artists. We're so thrilled.
Awesome, so great.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Do you suggest people get over there early? I mean, how historically how's it been?
Listen, I think that you aren't going to go wrong no matter when you show up. If you want to get
8
a
a.m.
jump on it, no. Well, I don't know what you're going to do. Well, sure, go to the beach, right? You'll be first, but the parking lot will start shuttling you around at noontime.
At noontime, okay.
Yeah, I mean, let me just tell you, the day goes by fast. You think that it's going to be a long slog?
Yeah.
The next time you look at your watch, you're like, how did I miss it? I mean, that's the one. If there's any regrets about the day, it's that you didn't get to see all the bands you were looking forward
it's impossible to
It's
see everybody,
impossible.
right?
Yeah, I tell myself every year I'm going to go down and start at the south end and work the whole way, and
Yeah, do you just go by geography? You don't have like your own little, I'm going to hit this band, this band, this band? Maybe.
I have my own personal hit list, but I would love to start at the south and do the geographical on my bicycle, but nah.
Is that what you do the bicycle around?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Very good. I don't think we touched on that. That's very important to know.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah, sure. No, bicycles are awesome.
Okay.
My husband uses the scooter. There's a lot of scooters around.
Yep.
There's a lot of golf carts around.
Yeah.
And the motorized, the scooters, whatever they're called.
Yeah. I think that's it, isn't it? Those things have a name.
Yeah, but there's everything. Everything. Yeah,
cool.
People are using their alternate modes of transportation.
Well, that's creative.
Yeah.
What about I know you have to give you mentioned a little bit about the sponsors earlier, but these things so important.
So we're bringing back again the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Newburyport, and the funds raised for them go towards their ongoing music education program. I think last year that the money went to building out a new studio. Yeah. Which is fantastic.
That's such a good cause because you keep hearing about almost every year whenever schools taught cuts, tends to come down to music.
It's the arts, sure it is. We went over there and saw it, and it's just fantastic. They've got great recording technology, great engineering, sound management, and the kids are so engaged in it too.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then the Watershed Council that focuses on conserving the Merrimack River. 117 miles in length. Yeah. Sustains a population of over 2.5 million. That's all of us up here in northern Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire. So it also Merrimack River provides major recreational opportunities, diverse fish and wildlife habitat, and stunning scenic. So I mean, absolutely. We don't think about that, but we really all benefit from the care of the Merrimack River.
No doubt. And also, you probably want to mention too. These festivals. You didn't even mention this, but I just know from history, it's always a good thing to say. Make sure. Sometimes people do these things by accident, but if you can kind of pick up after yourself as you're moving through, because the festival, just people get, there's usually alcohol involved, and people get careless and whatever. But
we're not encouraging the alcohol, but we are saying whatever you bring with you, take with you.
Yes.
Yeah. And everybody loves a good neighbor, so help your hosts by cleaning up their yard. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I know. One of the last festivals I was at, I was doing a news report afterwards. It was actually the Boston Calling, and I could not believe the amount of when everybody clears out. I was like, wow. I mean, how is this place is ruined forever? And it took about an hour to get all cleaned up.
I have to say, though, our visitors have been pretty good. The island is pristine before and after. I was kind of amazed. It's
kind of a built-in respect when you spend a lot of time on Plum Island or any place, I guess, like that. But I think when you live near the ocean, you kind of respect it more, don't you?
I agree. Yeah, no, the population itself is engaged in cleaning all the time. It's it's not rare to see people with trash bags cleaning up the island after a major storm when a lot of the plastic, rolls onto the shore. So I think it's embedded in the DNA of Plum Islanders.
Yeah. I've noticed it all those beach jams and everything. Even people that did it by accident. You throwing a ball to a dog and whatever. You get a bag behind you. You forget about the bag you have.
Exactly.
People will pick it up and just.
People are pretty good.
That's
civic-minded.
The Plum Island way. Civic-minded.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. As far as these last, I don't know how many hours do you have the countdowns on? It's 48 hours out here. What's what's down the stretch for you, Mean?
Well, we're just scrambling to make sure that we have the volunteers organized.
Yep.
Right. They're organized by block captains. Everybody knows their charter. We're making sure that we have enough schedules to hand out. We're making sure that we get the message out, talking to people like you.
Here I am.
Here you are, making sure we have the information flyers that we're going to get stocked at the airport and the north parking lot, and just fielding calls. Right now, I'm just fielding a lot of emails from people. And so if anyone does have any questions, I'm trying to get to emails.
Go ask someone else.
Yeah. I'm ignoring your email. No, it's info@plumfest.org, and I will get back to you if any questions whatsoever.
That is sweet of you.
Yeah.
That's going to make you busy.
Yeah.
Even more busy.
I'm down for it. And also, listen, we can follow our social media on Facebook at Plum Fest, and also Instagram is @plumfest_PI.
Is that you on the account? Do you shoot out all the videos?
No, our fabulous Shannon Kinney,
all right.
who is the CEO of a local PR and graphics web firm called Dream Local Digital, is managing the tech side of everything.
So Shannon gets the praise on that one.
Oh, she sure does. She's doing the PR. I think she arranged this. She's doing all of the beautiful photos that are getting up on the website, and she's cranking out the social media awareness. She's a key member of the team.
Yeah, as you know, and even on that day, it's like, because I mean, I know there'll be people that are like, oh yeah, that's going on today, and they'll come over at the last minute just because they see
it on social media,
and just maybe they didn't realize they were going to have a Saturday afternoon free or something.
Maybe they were waiting to see what the weather was all about.
Or we already know it's going to be great.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be great. Again, Plum Fest 2022. It is this Saturday, the 17th, September 17th. Starts at noontime, goes till 6. You ever push it past 6? Is there ever calls for encores?
I'm not going to comment.
No comment. Fair enough.
Well, the buses run till 6.
Yeah, that could leave some people stranded. Yeah, make sure you get back to your bus.
Right.
Do you ever have any not to end on like a bad note, but I know we said the community's all in, but does anybody ever complain about loud noise?
You know what? They don't.
They don't.
We do it the right way.
There you go.
Yeah, we ask all of our hosts to make
Who's not on board? Give us names.
Well, I wasn't going to say. No, it's one of the things that when the hosts sign up to host, we ask them to clear it with their neighbors. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's really the only way that we stay in business is to have everybody on board, and that means the neighbors of hosts, and it means the party goers picking up their trash. We really do a big, media campaign on that. Take your trash. Be good to your neighbors. We even tell the bands not to sing anything too dirty.
Yeah, well, that's sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the massive concert venue down the street that's doing a show 5 nights a week.
That's right.
I mean, this is different. I usually say there's always one, but hopefully there's never one.
No, there's never one. Not on Plum Island.
Not on
our
Plum
musicians.
Island. Very good. What would you suggest for the first timer who's coming in? Would you suggest they just kind of write out a plan or just wing it and come in? What do you think?
Oh, well, listen, winging it's fun. I've lived my life winging things,
sure.
right? And you're going to run into happiness no matter where you go.
Right.
But listen, if you're a little bit more methodical and you want to, do some research on your bands, there's a line on the lineup page on the website. There's a little blurb about every single band.
Yep.
Match that to the schedule. See who you want to see. And go from there. But I guarantee you'll get off track because there's going to be something that you see or hear that's going to make you take a right turn.
Meet a lot of new bands, meet a lot of new friends along the way.
You'll be meeting friends all day long. People are so happy.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Did we cover everything? Do you want? Is that all?
Anything
you want to say?
I think we did. Yeah. I mean, just
I love these things.
Yeah. No. It is the best fun. You know what? Take pictures and send them to us.
Okay.
All right, and that's
using the social media handles and all that stuff.
Use the social media handles. Yeah, we're going to put together afterwards a montage of photos.
Oh, nice.
So we'd love to see everybody's experience represented. I mean, we on the committee take the pictures of the places where we are, but that doesn't tend to represent the whole island. So we're hoping that other people will send in their experiences to it so we can have a true montage with a true representation of the day.
Perfect. Sounds great. Well, Mary Ellen Powers, I know these things are not easy to put on. Smaller versions of this are not easy to put on. Never mind.
A lot of moving parts.
Never mind almost 100 bands and 50 hosts and everything else that comes with that, from parking to sponsors and all that stuff. But good job once again.
Thanks, Mike. The team working on this are stellar people, and we've pulled it off, I believe, yet again. And everyone's going to have a plan.
It does kind of feel like it's almost like your work is done, right?
You know what? I hesitate to say that, though.
I know you don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to jinx it, but yeah,
it is one of those things. You put in all the hard yards early.
We're on push play now.
Yeah, there you go. The rest of it just writes itself.
That's right.
Saturday, Plum Fest 2022 starts at noontime, September 17th. That's this Saturday, folks. So get out there, noontime to 6 p.m. Again, 90+ bands you have a chance to see. You won't see them all, so you got to make sure you're running around.
Try.
You can try. Yeah, Yes, you won't see them all, but you can try. 50 hosts as well, and just what a great event. It's always a great event, and this year the weather's going to cooperate, looking all good for Saturday. So, Mary Ellen, since your work is all done with this, go have fun then.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay.
It was great. Big thanks again to Ryan Rothberg producing today's show. Sarah Blackstone is out there throwing the whole show together. She's telling everybody what to do, directing this thing. And Sarah Hayden, the boss, our small but mighty team here at Newburyport NCM Hub. My name is Drew Moholland. This has been live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We'll see you next time. Peace.